Catalán is forbidden, a British superstar performs, and voting corruption allegations are made. Let's talk about Eurovision 1968. Welcome to Eurovision Histories, the series in which I watch old editions of Eurovision so you don't have to. The 13th Eurovision Song Contest was held at the prestigious Royal Albert Hall in London. Katie Boyle hosted the competition for a record-breaking third time. It was the first contest broadcast in color, which some contestants promptly used to perform in colorful outfits. All Intervision countries in Eastern Europe broadcast the show, and so did Tunisia. A group of British comics pretended to be the Albanian delegation, and they were even given rehearsal time. The imposters were only revealed after they performed a jazz version of the British entry during their rehearsal. There was no change in participating countries, and thus 17 acts competed for the Eurovision crown. The Prague Spring was in full swing in Czechoslovakia, and student protests were springing up across Europe, which would have their high point in May of that year. When you watch the 1968 edition of Eurovision, none of this upheaval is even remotely visible, however. The strongest connection to current events was Czech singer Karel Gott, representing Austria, with a song written by Udo Jürgens about the anonymity and loneliness of modern cities.
Ihr alle kennt euch nicht in der gleichen Welt, und
Gott was a superstar in his home country. He had notable success in German-speaking countries as well, where he was known as the Golden Voice from Prague and for his distinctive accent. His fame helped him to 2 points from Germany, but not much else, and he came 13th. France sent the winner of Eurovision 1962, Isabelle Aubret, with the very meaningful La Source, a song about a young girl being raped and killed by 3 men who are compared to wolves in the song.
Ils étaient là, 3 à l'attendre, 3 hommes loups, 7 brebis. Elle avait la chair bien trop tendre, ils avaient bien trop d'appétit.
This very dark subject matter, especially for a Eurovision song, worked with the juries and was helped by Aubret's very charismatic performance. France came third. There were a lot of songs about hoping for the return of lost lovers for some reason. For instance, Portugal sent a very engaging Verão.
Como tudo que acaba, como pedra rolando, toma pra cá.
The song is about losing what you had and hoping that it returns the following summer. Carlos Mendes seemed scared at times or like he didn't know where he was, and Portugal came 11th, but Mendes returned in 1972. Belgium sent a song about waiting for a lost love, performed intensely and, dare I say, almost scarily by Claude Lombard.
Car tu reviendras sans plus quitter, et mon cœur sera comblé, puisque je t'aime.
It came 7th. The Netherlands sent Ronnie Tober, who had moved to the United States and become a star there, singing for Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy, among other accomplishments. He returned to the Netherlands in 1963 and won the Dutch national final with Morgen. He apparently forgot that the song was going to be broadcast in color when choosing his outfit. He shared last place with 1 point with Finland's Kristina Hautala, whose Quand, reviendras was tipped to do much better and probably deserved more. There were also 2 slightly odd couples. Chris Baldo and Sophie Garel performed a song about living from love for Luxembourg. The song kind of reminds me of Bavarian Schunkel songs. And now I've seen everything. Maybe a bit too stiff and too much awkward shoulder touching, the song only came 11th. Line and Willy represented Monaco with À chacun sa chanson, in which they suggest that everyone should sing about what they want, but they want to sing about love. Revolutionary.
Chacun sa chanson, nous on veut chanter l'amour. refrains qui sont notre histoire de tous les jours.
Monaco came 7th. Wencke Myhre from Norway represented Germany. She was a huge star in Scandinavia and Germany at the time and had tried several times to represent Norway at Eurovision. However, her performance of Ein Hoch der Liebe is her only Eurovision appearance. She performed the song very energetically and full of charm with the chorus in 4 languages.
Ein Hoch der Liebe, wie l'amour qui tue for love, wie war amor die unsere Welt, so jung erhält.
Very Eurovision-y. Despite not getting a single point from Norway, Germany came 6th, one of its better results in the 1960s. Norway's Odd Børre tried to transmit the topic of his song Stress by repeating syllables multiple times.
Mamma, 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 mange flere sa, vi elsker bra, 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 bra. Pratet med deg om.
Norway came 13th. Sweden's entry was called It's Beginning to Look Like Love, darn it, and is about a man realizing that he is falling for a girl because he chats politely with her mom instead of going out with the guys and watches tearjerkers instead of Bang Bang movies.
Det börjar verka kärlek, banne mig. Sånt där som händer andra tänka sig.
Juries could apparently relate, and Sweden came 5th. Ireland sent a very standard ballad and came 4th.
The way you are feeling, always tell me.
Sergio Endrigo won the Sanremo Festival in 1968, but went to Eurovision with a different song. In Marianne, he confesses his love to the titular character, but also says that she never stays with him and he wonders what she is up to.
Marianne, tu ami fiori e non ti accorgi mai che io amo te, Marianne.
The song only came 10th, but was recorded by UK representative Cliff Richard and became a minor hit. Dubrovački trubaduri combined medieval folk traditions from their native Croatia with relatively modern sounds. They performed their Jedan dan, a song about a very important day in one's life, in traditional costumes.
Jedan dan, samo jedan dan, onaj pravi presudan čudan dan.
They were the first performers to wear leather pants on a Eurovision stage, but certainly not the last. Congratulations by Cliff Richard was the giant favorite to win, to the point that bookmakers did not even accept bets on the United Kingdom anymore, and some newspapers asked who would come second to Cliff. They cannot really be blamed because the song was written by the same team behind Puppet on a String, and Cliff Richard was a big international star who had had a string of international hits. When he stepped on the Eurovision stage to the screams of his female fans, he seemed like the obvious successor to Sandy Shaw. During the voting, he was reportedly so nervous that he hid in the toilet. The song became an international hit and topped charts across Europe, including in Spain. During the voting, Spain took an early lead with 4 points from Portugal, but was soon overtaken by France, which got 6 points from Belgium and took a commanding lead, mostly because the French-speaking countries voted first. The UK then took the lead with Finland's votes, which resulted in screams from the audience.
United Kingdom to
England. Og går derved forbi Frankrike.
But Spain edged closer and closer. It was Spain's Massiel that snatched the win from the United Kingdom. The penultimate jury from Germany gave 2 points to Cliff Richard, but also 6 points to Spain, which put Massiel in the lead by a point. The last jury from Yugoslavia ignored Spain and the UK completely, which meant that Spain had won by a single point. Bill Martin, a co-writer of the British entry, called the song a piece of rubbish. I actually think that it was the best performance of the evening and won for that very reason. Massiel performed both the dramatic verses and the rousing chorus very engagingly. Juan Manuel Serrat had initially been chosen to perform the Spanish entry that year, but he insisted on doing so in Catalan. As regional languages were suppressed in Franco's Spain, authorities asked him to perform in Castilian. When he refused to do so, they replaced him with Massiel, who was already popular in Spain and Latin America. Serrat was quite critical of the Franco dictatorship and therefore would have been an odd choice anyway. Catalan was finally represented on a Eurovision stage when Andorra joined in 2004. There were also rumors that Franco tried to bribe other national broadcasters to vote for the Spanish entry by buying their TV programs. Even though this claim is often repeated in Eurovision documentaries, especially those from Britain, there doesn't seem to be any convincing evidence for this claim. It seems unlikely as Massiel was not even close to the regime. Interestingly, Spain and the United Kingdom did not give each other any points. Massiel was the first artist to perform her reprise partly in English. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please like and subscribe and come back for my review of the crazy edition of 1969. Who's Kun Kelakai? Kun Kelokai? Kun Kelokei.